Mike, of course, back at home this weekend against Wealdstone. Obviously, last weekend having your first defeat, but has that had any effect on, I suppose, training this week and what you've been looking for? Has it all been sort of more of the same?
I hope so. We'll find out on Saturday, but I hope everything happens, win, lose or draw, it has an effect, and we take it as a positive, and we see the areas that we needed to improve. We've had a good week's training. Boys have responded really well, like they always have done. They always do, never doubt that. But we know it's going to be a real difficult test. It's a big week, Saturday, Tuesday, so we're looking forward to it.
And obviously, with a defeat, I suppose, do you look at sort of how boys react in sort of training and like around the place? Like, do you take more notice of maybe how boys are reacting in the week after that than after a win or a draw, or do you always kind of take things like that into account when you're training and everything during the week anyway?
Yeah, no more than normal. Say win, lose or draw, we're always making sure that we've got our feet on the ground, and we've got work to do. Regardless, it's never going to be the finished article. Obviously some boys get higher, some boys get lower, but it's just about making sure that we've always got that job to do. Regardless, whether we're winning week in, week out, or losing, it's always about the next game and making sure we're best prepared, and we look at the opposition, look at ourselves, how can we improve, how can we hurt them, and how we need to approach the game.
And speaking of opposition, of course, Williamson coming up here on Saturday, start of the season pretty well, so we'll be coming here in high confidence, but how he is viewing that one?
It's going to be another tough test. Like I say, this league is it's just an extension of the Football League. It's a tough one, and that's, we want to test ourselves against the best teams, and that's what we're doing. They've had a very positive start to the season. They've got good players. We've watched how they play. They like to play out, and they've got players that are really comfortable on the ball. So we've got to make sure that our distances are right and our intensity is right up there. But ultimately, we focus on ourselves, and we want to get off to a good start and make sure that we put as close to a complete performance as possible.
And you mentioned game Saturday and then a away trip down to Wrexham on Tuesday, but how much of an impact, I suppose, will those two games, close succession? Obviously, you've already had Saturday, Tuesday so far, but especially on a squad like ours, which obviously might not be as deep as sort of some others in the league, a couple of injuries contending with at the minute as well, but how much of an impact is that going to have on the boys?
Yeah, we've got a few injuries at the minute, but it's always case by case. We'll put our strongest team out on Saturday and then put our strongest team out on Tuesday. Again, I relish the task. It's a fantastic opportunity, and yeah, we've got to make sure that we stick to our principles, and as soon as Wealdstone's done and dusted, we turn our focus to Wrexham. But like I say, today it's all about making sure we're prepped physically, mentally, and we're all looking forward to it.
And speaking of the sort of injury absentees at the minute, obviously Tom Allen came off in the first half at Dorking last week. Have you sort of had a bit more of a chance to kind of assess what the issue, I suppose, was with him last weekend?
Yeah, he was with Bally today. He's building it up, and he's going to continue that build up tomorrow, and hopefully he'll be available for selection. But yeah, we had a couple, obviously 4Gs, quite tough on the body with the load, and we've got a couple of knocks. But yeah, like I say, it's opportunities for boys to come in and take the shirt. But all of us, it's going to be a big week for us, and we're looking forward to it because it's what we're here for. And the boys that are injured are working their socks off, and that's what we expect, to try and get into the fold and get onto that football pitch.
And in terms of lads, I suppose who've been absent a little bit longer, obviously Dan Jarvis has been working to come back into the fold a bit after getting injured in pre-season for a little while. Obviously Aaron Martin got injured earlier on in the season. Are either of those two sort of any closer to being back involved in the matchday squad at all?
Jarvis had a little setback, which has been frustrating for all parties. He was training, but like his character, he always wants to do above and beyond and do more, and he's just had a little setback. We need to assess that to see how long that's going to be. Aaron is closer, but he's still feeling it a little bit, so we've just got to be patient with him. He's somebody that empties the tank every opportunity, so we really need to put the reins on him, but hopefully we'll be sooner rather than later.